Good evening and welcome back to Allergic to Stupidity. Today's Happy Saturdays. So, I've got 5 things that are either happy or smile, laugh, giggle, kind of happy. So the first one, and I'm going to make this so I can read the article, is the ladies curling. Defending champions, Canadian champions, have advanced to the gold medal game of the Women's World Curling Championship as Canada, led by Rachel Homan, edged out Korea 6-5 in 11 ends on Friday night to advance to the finals in South Korea. Canada will take on Switzerland in a rematch of last year's finals, which saw Homan beat the Swiss skip for her second career world championship. Yes, this looks good. Canada got their payback after Korea, and the company beat Canada 11-7 in round robins. So Korea had beat Canada in round robins, but Canada came back and beat them. There we go. So some good news on the sports front in something besides hockey, which is nice to see. Hockey is fantastic and wonderful. I do like my Montreal Canadiens, but it's nice to see that there are other very wintry kind of sports that are Canadian getting out there. So 3 cheers to our ladies, and good luck on that game against the Swiss for gold. So that's step 1. Yes, it's from Korea. It's aloe. It's Vera. I pick it up at Dollarama, Canadian store, and not an American product, which I'm going to giggle and laugh about later. All right. So for me, the happy today is that I went out on a date, which is why I'm wearing what I am wearing. And no, not the date that some people would say. I have dates with my kids. I always have had dates with my kids. Even when they were little, I would take one out and we'd go out for ice cream or go out for a treat or whatever. And it would just be them and me, because I do have 4+1. So sometimes each of my kids can get lost in the other one. So today I went out with my youngest and we met up at a local cafe. And then I got to take her to Indigo, where she got to spend mommy's money buying books that she wouldn't otherwise buy. So we had a really good time. I relaxed. It was 4 hours with my kid, just her and me, chit-chatting, catching up. Realized she is very much an adult. She's happily married. Ouch, that hurt. So that was one smiley. So go find somebody and go out for a coffee or a tea. Or one of my kids would do is they go shopping at their local Indigo with no plans of buying anything because they couldn't afford it. But it was just nice to walk through the store and just relax and compare notes on the books, so they got to smile. That get active thing I keep talking about, go do something that's going to take your mind off all the crappy shit that's going on in the world. Let's make you smile. But while we were having our coffee, I had to laugh, because across from us was a mom and a dad and a little boy about 2.5. And they had picked up a salad that mom and dad were sharing, and they had picked him up a waffle with a couple scoops of ice cream. And anybody who's had 2-year-olds can exactly see where this is going, because he very carefully started using the spoon. But because he's 2, who cares about the stupid waffle? I want the ice cream. And so he started scooping with the spoon to get the ice cream. But it wasn't soft, like it was relatively solid ice cream. He got frustrated, so he just took his whole mouth out into the ice cream all over his face, and he had a smile on his face like this was just fantastic. And both mom and dad were going, oh, God. Napkins were coming out. He didn't care. He was enjoying that strawberry ice cream. And then, because it's mommy and daddy, I have to share. So then he took his spoon and scooped out of this very saliva-filled ice cream and offered his daddy some of his ice cream. His daddy was very good at daddy, and I heard him say, no, honey, we bought that for you, so you finish your ice cream. Mommy and I are sharing the salad. So we went back to his ice cream, but it was like, yeah, I'm going to put my smile on, because this is such a 2-year-old. They have no idea. This is just really good. And then I also had to laugh, and I actually appreciated this because he's just a little guy, so he was sitting on the bench in this cafe. And mom and dad had taken his boots off because they didn't want it on the seat where everybody's going to sit. And he was very good at just sitting there with his sock feet. And I went, oh, honey, you have no idea how the rest of us appreciate that, because there's no muddy footprints. But as he got off and he's slipping his feet back in his boot. He's stomping it as hard as he can. He's got a damn sure those boots are on his feet. Anyways, it made me smile because it was such a 2-year-old thing to do. And the next one is that, because my daughter, obviously, she's married, she's off on her own. When we were in Indigo picking it up, she had to laugh because she said as she was heading out, her husband very sheepishly came in and said, I know it's your trip to Indigo, but if you happen to see maybe a book that I might like. She went, okay, I gotta get my man a book. So she did spend a lot of time finding a book that she thought, and even brought a couple of them over and went, yeah, I like this one better than that one. And this is why in this one I could almost see what was going to happen in the story by reading the book. It wasn't as intriguing as the other book. So she messaged me when she got home and said he was all tickled pink and all excited about his new book. So she's happy that she's happy that she made him happy, which is like, okay, I'm tickled pink on that. It's this little out for a coffee, a date with my kid, made her significant other happy. So 3 cheers on that. All these little things can make other people happy and take our mind off the crap and shit that's going on the road. Now, my first one was, I made some comment about the terrorists and all the rest of it, and this came to me, and I went, the person who told me, I just looked at him and said, that's idiotic and dumb. And I mentioned it to my grandson. He said, yeah, that's stupid. As soon as the terrorists hit, and everyone's going, we're only buying Canadian, and actually it was my daughter that we were doing it, and we were chit-chatting about it, and I said, well, I got to go next door to Marshall's, which is an American company, and I have to buy. And she said, yeah, she knows P. I said, I need a new laundry basket. I don't have a choice. Mine's busted or confiscated by my boys. And she started to growl. Not physically growl, but going, oh, yes, and rolling her eyes. I said, you are boycott. She said, Mom, I boycott American stuff as much as possible, but there's only so much you can boycott because things are so global these days that it's very, very difficult to just buy 100% Canadian. And her growl is that she knows people who, as soon as these terrorists came down, they went into the liquor cabinet and start checking the bottles. And if it wasn't Canadian, if it was American, they're pouring it down the sink. Guys, just that's a waste. That's a waste of your money, a waste of good liquor. If you're into liquor and beer and things like that. And you're not hurting the American economy because you've already bought it. So why are you pouring it down the sink? Just drink it up and then just don't buy any more American liquor, which you can't in our LCBO in Ontario anyways, because it's all off the shelves. And they're not allowing it into, and same thing with British Columbia, they're not allowing American liquor into the bars. The bars have had to adjust and take in Canadian liquor, right? So we're both sitting there going, yeah, we get. I mean, I've ranted on this channel about please boycott American businesses, big corporations. Mine is big corporations. But this pouring it down the sink is like, what a waste of good wine or good liquor or whatever. And like hers was, what are you going to do? Go check to see where all your clothes are and throw out everything you bought? That's not environmentally smart. So you're not supporting the American company? Well, you already supported the American company eons ago when you bought it. And the only time I've ever seen, and I sort of agreed with it, when my father became diabetic, he went to the cupboard and poured all his rum down the sink because he was a sailor and he loved his rum. He says, no temptations. And that was his way of just, that's off the plate. Right? Like I could see where he was going with that. So it's like, guys, really? So that sort of, it made me smile. It made her and I both smile going, okay, this is a level of stupidity. Yeah, just go buy some Canadian wine. Or when you're finished up with your whiskey, go buy some Glenfiddich. Right? Like, go buy something that's not American. Just don't throw out, we just serve out sugar. That's the way flipping. So closing off on that is this is another smiley thing. Guys, you want to boycott Tesla, 100% I get it. But going out and damaging people's vehicles that are Teslas, you're not hurting Elon Musk. You're not hurting the Tesla corporation at all. They've already made the money off of it. The only person you're hurting is the person who owned the Tesla. And Tesla owners have been trying to sell their Teslas because they don't have anything to do with it, but nobody wants to buy them. So what are they supposed to do? Take it to the dump? Yeah. If you don't want to have anything to do with Tesla, sell your Tesla. Go buy another electric vehicle from another manufacturer. 100% agree with that. But understand there's going to be people out there trying to sell their Teslas and people don't want to. So don't just damage their Teslas because you're mad at Elon Musk. And the other one is just, it's not an LOL, it's not a happy Saturday thing. But burning their rechargers, their charging centers, again, you're not hurting Tesla. You're hurting whoever put those chargers there. People are going in to Tesla dealerships and burning these cars. You're not hurting Tesla Corporation. You're hurting that dealership. And it's going to cost them $400,000, $500,000, $6,000, $1 million, depending on how many Teslas you burnt. So, anyways, so my happy Saturday. Number one, thumbs up. Congratulations to our ladies curling in at the Worlds. So keep it up. Good luck on that gold medal. 2, had a delightful time today after my date with my daughter. 3, the little boy in the cafe who really liked his ice cream. He really didn't want to have anything to do with the waffle. He just wanted the ice cream. I think I saw Mommy cutting up the waffle and making sure he ate it. But the ice cream was much better. And 4, that my daughter is happy she made her significant other happy. Delightful young man, by the way. Her significant other. And number 4, it's more of a roll my eyes. People, just because it was American made, if you bought it before the tariff struck, just use it. Don't waste it. It's not environmentally friendly. There you go. I hope everybody had a good, happy Saturday, and we'll see you next time.